Hello. How's Hayes doing today? Hey. My name is Steve W5SO, and I'll be your amateur radio operator today. With the help of fellow amateurs on the crew on the International Space Station, we hope to establish contact with Colonel Drew Morgan. He's an astronaut on the space station. The space station is flying along about 250 miles above the Earth. You can see over there on the video in a minute, and it's whizzing along at about 17,000 plus miles per hour. Now, all of this is accomplished through an organization called ARIS, Amateur Radio on the International Space Station. And it's a joint venture with NASA, the American Radio Relay League, and the Radio Amateur Satellite Corporation to have amateur radio be used to have astronauts on the space station talk to schools like yours throughout the world. Now, amateur, or ham radio as it's called, it's a popular hobby for all ages. And there are over 700,000 hams in the US, and we talk to other hams all over the world, up in space, through satellites, and even right here around Rockwall. Amateur radio is regularly used for natural disasters, tornadoes, hurricanes, things like that. Now, if you want to learn more about ham radio, feel free to come up and talk to us after the pass is over, okay? Now, as you can see right now, the ISS is currently flying over Western Canada. And can you see that ring, or it's just about to reach Canada? Can you see the ring there? The ring around the ISS? That's the radio range where the astronauts might be able to hear us with our antenna. And we're going to be speaking to the ISS using a direct radio contact, the equipment you see here behind me, and that antenna that you can see up there through the window. And that antenna is motorized, and so it's going to track the space station as it's flying along over 17,000 miles an hour there across the United States. Now, our volunteer team behind me is manning the radios and the antenna. They're helping us today. First off, Mr. Bill Scurlock over here. Bill's K5GCW. Mr. Gary Pritchard over there on the monitors, W5RTX. Mr. Calvin Gluck, W7KYG. And Ron Van Winkle, N5YDX. And myself, W5SO. So we have a few minutes before attempting our contact. So once again, if we can silence all the cell phones, turn them off so there's no radio interference, we would appreciate that. Now, the space station contact today, of course, is with Celia Hayes Elementary. And we've asked Tammi Schmitt, our principal, to come up and give us a little bit of background on the school.
Good morning. Well, named after our beloved longtime educator and native of Rockwall County, Celia Hayes Elementary School opened in 2007. The school quickly established a tradition of educational excellence and student leadership, currently serving more than 870 students with approximately 70 staff members. Hayes consistently achieves some of the highest state rating for student performance as we educate kindergarten through 6th grade students. As in past generations, Hayes Huskies strive to become young people that act on quality principles for the betterment of their community. The school's vision is to create a culture of leadership and learning to develop a child's abilities to become leaders of tomorrow. We cultivate an environment where students thrive and are excited about learning while providing a safe and family-oriented atmosphere that is warm and inviting for students, parents, and staff. In short, Celia Hayes Elementary is committed to academic success and fostering excellence in all areas by developing, recognizing, and celebrating the leaders within each student. At Hayes, we lead, we learn, we inspire.
Thank you, Mrs. Schmitt. Now, we're getting close on time, about 4 minutes out. And when I start calling the space station, you're going to hear some static at first. You heard that earlier. Really give us a little bit there. It's going to sound like that. And once, if we're able to establish contact with Colonel Morgan, hope so, then his voice will start breaking through that static. It'll be pretty quiet at first, and it'll come up as the space station gets more in range. So where are we about now? Looks like right on the edge of Canada there. So we have a few more minutes.
3 to 5 seconds. Does that make sense? Can we try it one time? Do we have time to try it one time? Okay, so here's what it's going to sound like, guys. Good morning, Colonel Morgan. This is Donnie LaGrange, a fellow 98 grad from West Point. It is my honor to introduce the students here at Celia Hayes to you. Perfect. I think that'll work.
We like crazy, don't we? NA1SS, this is Whiskey 5 Sierra Oscar. NA1SS, this is W5SO. NA1SS, this is Whiskey 5 Sierra Oscar. November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, this is Whiskey 5 Sierra Oscar calling for space station contact from Celia Hayes. NA1SS, this is Whiskey 5 Sierra Oscar. NA1SS, this is Whiskey 5 Sierra Oscar calling for space station contact. Over.
Whiskey 5 Sierra Oscar, this is NA1SS. Over.
Good morning, Colonel Morgan. This is Donnie LaGrange, a fellow 98 grad from West Point. It is my honor to introduce the students here at Celia Hayes to you. We all want to thank you and your family for your sacrifices and let you know how proud we are of you. Are you ready for questions? Over.
Celia Hayes Elementary, welcome aboard the International Space Station. I'm ready for questions.
Here is Nathan with our first question.
Hello, my name is Nathan. How often are new supplies sent to the ISS, and has your family sent you anything while you have been in the ISS? Over.
Nathan, we have cargo vehicles visit the International Space Station about every 6 to 8 weeks. We have vehicles sent by Northrop Grumman, by SpaceX, and occasionally from the Japanese Space Agency. And they bring us supplies for the station, but they also bring things from our friends and families. And I have received letters from home. So I've actually received paper mail from my wife and kids and my parents and my aunts and uncles up here on the space station.
Hello, my name is Ethan Gooden. What are the best and worst parts of spacewalks? Over.
Ethan, we've been very fortunate on our mission. We've done lots of spacewalks, and I can speak to this very well. The hard part is that it is a lot of hard work. It's much tougher physically than it probably looks. It looks like we're moving very slowly, but it's actually very challenging. And we're in that suit for about 3, almost 4 hours before we even go outside. And then the spacewalk itself lasts for 6 hours. So in the end, we're in that suit between 10 and 11 hours. But the view is incredible, because even when we're inside the space station, looking through a window is not the same as being in a spacesuit outside looking at the Earth.
Hello, my name is Parker. What are some of the personal items you brought to space, and is there anything you did not bring that you wish you had? Over.
Parker, we are able to bring a couple boxes of a small, about the size of 2 shoe boxes with personal items, and I brought some patches and coins from home, from military units that I served in. My children each sent items, a few toys and things that they wanted me to bring up and bring back for them to bring back from space. And I've also have lots of pictures of friends and family that I brought with me. And I don't know, I can't think of anything that I wish that I had brought with me. NASA was very generous in letting me bring all the items that I did bring, so I'm very thankful for what I was able to bring along with me.
Hello, my name is Case. When you get back on Earth, what will you most miss about the ISS? Over.
Well, Case, there's a lot of things that we'll miss, so certainly floating is a lot of fun, but there's also something really neat about being up here with your friends and friends from different countries and enjoying this time together and living in this closed volume with each other all the time and having each other's company. That will be a lot of, I'll miss that a lot when I get back to Earth.
Hello, my name is Brynlin. What are some of the experiments right now on the ISS that will affect our lives in the future? Over.
Well, we do 2 general categories of science on the space station, stuff that helps us further our ability to explore deeper into the universe, but also science for the benefit of life on Earth. And that science ranges from biology, medical, chemistry, material science. We do all kinds of experiments. We have almost 300 going on at any given time over the course of an entire mission. And it's very exciting stuff. And I think some of the most exciting, because I'm a medical doctor, a lot in the realm of medicine that helps us understand how the human body works when we come up and live for a long period of time in microgravity.
Hello, my name is Katie. What is the best thing you have learned or discovered on the ISS? Over.
Well, Katie, in terms of science, it would be hard to pick just one thing, but I could tell you about another payload that we have on the exterior of the space station that we just recently finished working on as part of our spacewalks, and it's called the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer, and it's looking for something called dark matter and antimatter that helps us understand the origin of our universe.
Hello, my name is Cade. How do you communicate with your family on Earth?
Believe it or not, Cade, I'm able to use voice over internet telephone, so I can call my family on the telephone, and I'm able to call them at least once a day. And then once a week, we also get a teleconference that looks a lot like FaceTime on your phone, and I'm able to see my family's face on my computer screen once a week. So we have really good ways to stay connected with our friends and family.
Hello, my name is Emmy. What happens if you are seriously injured on the ISS? Over.
Emmy, one of the best ways that we prevent injury is we make sure that we're very healthy when we get up here. But if we were to get a serious injury, I happen to be a medical doctor, and so a lot of times I can be helpful to my crewmates. We also have a lot of medications and first aid supplies up here, and if I'm ever feeling like I need to get the advice of a doctor on the ground, we can reach out through telephone and teleconference to speak to any kind of medical specialty. And if somebody was so seriously injured that their life was in jeopardy, we can always get back into our spacecraft and return to the Earth.
Hello, my name is Mason. Does seafood taste different than it does at home? And what is your favorite food on the ISS? Over.
Well, we have a great system of food up here, and we have space food that comes from all over the world. All the different space agencies that participate in the International Space Station program provide food, and so we have terrific variety, all types of different foods. And I would say, they have us test all of the food on the ground before we come up here to the space station, and I think that it all tastes about the same. My favorite by far is desserts. I like desserts and candy, and one of our resupply vehicles recently brought a resupply of candy that I was in desperate need of. I really enjoy that very much.
Hello, my name is Joy. How do you remember all of the buttons and controls on the ISS? Over.
Well, Jordan, it's hard to remember everything that we have to remember, so we often rely on having it written down in a procedure, a set of instructions that tell us exactly what to do. And then we have mission control talking to us from the ground, and we can ask them questions all the time. We would not be able to figure out how to do everything on this really complicated vehicle without the help of a giant support team on the ground that can talk to us on the radio, and then books and books worth of instructions, procedures that tell us exactly how to do everything. We have an instruction book for everything we do.
Hello, my name is Katie. What is the best part of the ISS and why? Over.
Katie, if you're talking about the physical part of the International Space Station, I think most astronauts would agree that the cupola, which is our 360-degree window that looks down at the Earth, but we have multiple windows on the Earth, and I would say any module that's got a window in it is our favorite, because that's one of our favorite things to do, is look at the Earth.
Hello, my name is Emmy. How do you reuse or recycle on the ISS? And what do you do with your trash that can't be reused or recycled? Over.
Emmy, one of the most interesting things that we recycle is that we actually take our urine and we collect it into containers and then put it through a machine that turns it back into drinking water. So that is a really great way, demonstration of how we recycle on the ISS. Our trash we collect in bags, and then we put it on some of the cargo vehicles that come to visit us. After we unload all the cargo, our trash goes on it, and then that cargo vehicle will return to Earth, burn up in the atmosphere with our trash in it.
Hello, my name is Parker. What do you do for entertainment? Over.
Well, Parker, one of the things I mentioned already was look out the window. That's definitely a lot of fun, but a lot of the same things that we do for entertainment on Earth, like we do still occasionally watch television, listen to music, watch movies, and we just enjoy each other's company. I also love calling people on the phone because they get a real kick out of getting a phone call from the International Space Station.
Hello, my name is Nathan. When there are storms on the Earth, what does that look like in space?
Nathan, we can see clouds very well, and we can actually tell how high the clouds stick up by the way that the sun casts shadow on them, and sometimes we see really large storm clouds, and we can even see lightning jumping from cloud to cloud, especially during a night pass.
Hello, my name is Ethan Gooden. Why did you choose to become an astronaut? Over.
Ethan, that's a great question, and I don't know that I can answer that easily, but I can tell you that the things that I love about being an astronaut is it's a lot of fun, first of all, to be part of a really great team, and that's not just a team of other astronauts in my crew that I'm on board with, but like the crew that I mentioned, or the team on the ground that takes care of us, that keeps watch over us.
NA1SS from W5SO. Colonel Morgan, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for listening to the students of Celia Hayes. That's all the questions we have. We'd like to say goodbye to you. Thank you again, Colonel Morgan. NA1SS from W5SO, clear on your final. And we lost him, he faded away. Thank you all so much.